Hey Celtics fans, before we get into today's show, hit that subscribe button because the offseason, well, it's just getting rolling. So go ahead and subscribe for free agency coverage, draft coverage, and more about what Ime Udoka is going to do this upcoming season. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hit that big red button and share that link below with a friend. It's youtube.com/CelticsTV. You're watching Boston Celtics Today. I'm Harrison Graham with today's video. Wanted to get into some rumors for you guys and just get you caught up on the latest surrounding the Celtics and what buzz is out there in NBA circles. How about a CJ McCollum trade? Let's take a gander at this one and explore this possibility. Now, lots of reports really around the Blazers as a whole. Damian Lillard, of course, now CJ McCollum, is that maybe the Blazers will actually trade McCollum this offseason. The Athletic named Boston as a potential destination for him if he were to get moved. And, of course, the Celtics did trade Kemba Walker last week, so they've lost a decent scoring punch at the guard position. And what's the one thing that CJ McCollum does very, very well? He scores at a very high rate. He can fill it up. There's no doubt about that. CJ McCollum flat out can get buckets, and you can't have too many of those guys. Now, I've been critical of him in the past a little bit, not a great defender. That's why I've thought him and Damian Lillard should split up, because neither of those guys are great defenders, but McCollum is a great isolation scorer. There's no doubt about that. Maybe one of the 10 best ISO guards in the NBA, if not top 5 from just a pure scoring standpoint. 23 a game, 46% from the floor. He's really improved as a three-point shooter throughout his career, and he's been clutch at times in the playoffs, although this year was not an example of that. But this is interesting. I don't know if guard is the biggest need, but without Kemba Walker, a trade for CJ McCollum could be something you could talk me into. What do you guys think? Should the Celtics trade for CJ McCollum? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get your votes in on this one. Should Boston trade for the Blazers' number 2 scorer? Now, Jason Quick of The Athletic had this report that the Blazers could move him. Quote, "For the first time, I believe the likelihood of McCollum being traded this summer is probable, if not certain." And so, look, there's a lot of moving parts here. The Blazers moved on from Terry Stotts, and like I kind of alluded earlier, they could split up CJ and Dame finally. This has been rumored for years, like, okay, which one do you keep, which one do you trade? Obviously, Damian Lillard is a better player than CJ McCollum, but Jason Kidd turned down that job in Portland. That's who Lillard wanted. He is now with the Dallas Mavericks. That is official. That Portland Trailblazers are a team that haven't been able to get over the top. And if Boston, with this new regime of Brad Stevens stepping into that GM role, and of course Ime Udoka transitioning into being their new head coach, maybe you go get an elite scorer like a CJ McCollum to help beef up this offense for this upcoming season. And hey, CJ McCollum, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, that would be a prolific offense in Boston. We are sponsored by the Newsbreak app here on Boston Celtics Today. And if you love keeping up with local stories, pop culture, news, and every other story in your area, the Newsbreak app is great because it syncs up with your zip code. And you should use our link to download the app today. When you plug in chatsports.com/CelticsNB into your browser on your mobile phone, doesn't work on desktop, but on your mobile phone, it'll redirect you to your app store on iPhone or on Android, and you can download the app there. If you use our link, we get credit. It helps us out. It helps support the show. Keep up with local stories in your areas. And hey, no one gets the newspaper anymore. Download the Newsbreak app at chatsports.com/CelticsNB. Let's talk free agency rumors here on Boston Celtics Today. How about the idea of signing Victor Oladipo? Now, FanSided named him as a potential target for Boston this summer because Oladipo is set to be a free agent. Now, he would like to return to the Miami Heat. That's where he was trying to get to for a while. Finally did get there, but the problem was he once again got hurt and was unavailable when it mattered the most in the playoffs for the Miami Heat. Victor Oladipo is a really good player when he's healthy. He's also very risky, because he hasn't been healthy in about 2 years. The guy cannot stay healthy to help himself. It's just tough to watch because this guy was on the precipice of maybe being like a top 15 player in this league. The 2 seasons prior, really a season and a half, because he got hurt in that 2018-19 season, the back half of these statistics here. He was a 2-time All-Star here. 22 a game, over 5 rebounds, was becoming a better distributor as well. 46% from the field, was shooting 36-37% from 3. Really, we were thinking, did the Pacers win that trade, the Paul George trade, because they got Oladipo and Sabonis? And then the major injury really changed everything, obviously. Since then, he just has not been the same guy. Points are down a little bit, the rebounds and assists, that's whatever. But really, it's just the efficiency. It's just dipped in a major way, and he just hasn't been able to stay on the floor. And if you can't stay on the floor, then how much value do you really have? I think whoever signs Oladipo, Boston or someone else, is going to have to sign him to a 1-year contract because he's just simply too risky. What do you guys think? Is Victor Oladipo worth the risk? Would you take a chance on him in free agency? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. I just, as much as it's nothing against Victor, but I just would not sign him because I can't trust that he can stay healthy. Like, if Victor Oladipo, if this was pre-injury guy, I'd be like, yeah, go give him $25 million. Like, he's a really, really good scorer and a solid defender as well. But if you're Boston, you got to ask yourself, what are the best pieces to get around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Is a banged-up Victor Oladipo the answer to that? Not really, because positionally, he's very similar to Jaylen Brown. So is he going to play point for you? Is he going to be a super sixth man? Like, where does Victor Oladipo, do you play super small ball with Jason Tatum at the 4? Sure, you could have some flexibility there. But if I'm signing Victor Oladipo, I'm not paying him more than like $10 or $12 million on a 1-year deal because he's got to prove to me that he can stay healthy and that he can become that efficient scorer that we, learned him to be just, a few years ago before the injury started to pile up. So it'll be very fascinating to see if the Celtics look into signing Victor Oladipo this offseason. His free agency is going to be very fascinating to watch because I just don't know where he's going to end up. I think he wants to return to the Miami Heat, but I simply do not know that to be the case. So we just have to wait and see. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to Boston Celtics today on today's show. Lots of speculation, news, rumors continue to surround this team right now. The front office is settled with Brad Stevens, the head coach with Ime Udoka. The future is bright. Now you focus on free agency, and we'll see what the Celtics do this summer.